Hello, good morning. This is Merel Slotboom. I'm a kinesiologist, trainer and an author, and I'm making a series of 7 vlogs, and this is day 3, and it's about fight, flight, freeze and overcoming it and going into rest and repair. This is very, very, very important because your body has one priority, and that's staying alive. So if you are triggered because you are frightened or you are angry, then you will go into fight flight, which is a wonderful system, and it has kept you alive for many times already. So thank you, thank you, thank you. But it's not the best system to be healthy and to have a good immune system and to be smart. Because what it actually does, it sends hormones like adrenaline and testosterone and cortisol through your body. It takes the blood away from the front side of your brain to the back brain, to your reptilian brain, where you don't think much, but you actually react in a reflexive way, like a reflex. And so you're much faster. Your heart rate will go up. Your blood pressure will go up. All blood will go to arms and legs because you either have to hit someone in the face, or a saber-toothed tiger, or you need to run real fast. And digestion, immune system, and procreation are not on this list. So if you have problems in this category, you might want to check, am I either in fight, flight, or freeze? In our system, in our scholar system, we have lost our tendency to fight, because if the teacher tells you something you don't understand, you may not hit him. It's prohibited. And what you may not do either is say, I've had enough of this. I'm leaving. You may not quit. You may not go out of the class. So the only thing we can do, which remains, is freeze. And freeze is like the little rabbit eating grass. And if you shine on it with your headlights of your car, it will stay like this with the grass in its mouth. And it won't budge. It won't move. And we have this system very active in our bodies right now. And with all the fear that is being shed upon us, we go into there more and more and more. And as I explained to you, these systems of fight, flight, and freeze are wonderful, but they're not good if they stay on all the time. They're like a route. You can take it, and it's good for survival, and then it needs to be shut off. And then repair and rest and relaxation can kick in. You start sleeping better, because you sleep better if you don't have a saber-toothed tiger underneath your bed. You are more rested in the morning. You'll have your immune system working nicely at night, cleaning up all viruses, bacteria, fungi, and parasites that need to be cleaned up. And you're much wiser. You much easily learn. You're more flexible in your brain, not a one-track brain, and you'll have much more concentration. So things like ADD and ADHD are actually just saying, I'm in fight flight and I don't know how to feel secure, and I don't know how to feel calm, so I can concentrate on one thing. I'm actually scanning the room all the time. So today what I want to do with you is a 5 elements correction coming from Touch for Health. Touch for Health is the basics of kinesiology, and it works with 2 beautiful systems. The best of the Western world, so it comes from the chiropractors. So they check your spine, if all is straight, if all muscles are tuned in. because if one muscle is not working correctly, other muscles have to work too hard and they get overwhelmed and you'll get pain. You mostly get pain in the ones that work too hard, not in the one that's not working. So that's the manual and the physical and the Western side, and we work with the other side, which is the Eastern side, and we work with the 5 elements, which is a 5 million year old system coming from China, working with meridians, chakras, and aura. And all the elements, I'll just take you to a poster so I can show you. All the elements have a color. You actually can look at the 5 elements as seasons, and all the seasons in China have specific colors. So here you'll find the Touch for Health 5 element poster, and I'll just show you. Up here is fire, which stands for the real hot summer, and then we have earth, which we have now in the northern hemisphere, and it's like the Indian summer. And then early snow in the winter in metal. Then you go to deep dark winter where everything stops, but new buds are already on the plant, so that's water. And then we go to wood, and wood is spring. And what you want is that all these elements are in balance, because they feed each other and they control each other, which is very nice as well, because if you're very much in love, you won't think of consequences of things. But since water controls fire, there's some sense in you that says, maybe I should not quit my home, my job, everything just for this love. Let me think just a moment, which is very hard when you're in love. So I'm going to take you. Ooh, this door makes some noise. I'm going to take you through a 5 element balance. We're first going to do the Sheng cycle, which is the feeding one. So it's logical that water feeds wood and wood feeds fire. And so the sequence then is red, yellow, white, blue, green, and then we do the co-cycle, which is the controlling cycle, which helps you for things not to get out of hand. And my focus for today is feeling safe. So getting out of fight flight, because when we feel safe, our health benefits, our immune system works better, we feel happier, and we are more social, and we can interconnect better, and we feel more love, more joy, and then we're actually raising our vibe. So I'm going to talk you through this 5 element balance, and you need to feel now for yourself how you feel. So on a scale from 0 to 10, 0 is lousy and 10 is fantastic. So you just write it down in a corner, and then we're going to look at the colors. I'll be doing the balance for us all now. So I'll be doing the checking for the colors. When you do this at home, you can do it with the cards like I have. You can just cut them from thick paper. But you can also look around and see where you have those colors. Here, for example, I have a light which shows the 5 elements colors sequentially. So it keeps me in balance all the time. So it's lovely. So our goal for today is feeling safe and going into rest and repair in order for us to sleep well and be relaxed and full of energy and positive and have good health and immune system and attracting beautiful situations and people. So we want to relax and repair. We look at red and it tests strong. I'm doing the finger test. This is also kinesiology. A strong test stays closed. A weak test opens. When it opens, it means there's some stress on it and we need to do a correction. A correction is looking at the color and putting your hand on your forehead. By touching this, you're actually saying to the blood from the back brain, please come to my frontal lobe, to my prefrontal cortex, so I can think again and make choices and be wiser and smarter and learn again. Okay, so red is okay. Now we're going to yellow. This one is off. So we look at yellow. You find in your surroundings something yellow to look at, or you look at the yellow card that I have in front of me. And hold your I don't know what you call it. Relax and just think for yourself what in this Indian summer, so this period now, comes to mind which gives you stress, or maybe in the color yellow, or maybe it's your stomach or your spleen that are out of balance. And spleen meridian in this case also has the pancreatic meridian in it, so it has to do with sugar levels. And when you have a lot of stress, this one should be off, because stomach says, I can say no, and these are my boundaries. And spleen says, I am calm, and instead of being restless. Okay, so this now feels good, and it tests strongly. Good. We go to white. White is off, so we look at white. White stands for autumn, early snow in China, not in Holland. Think of the color white. What does it tell you? There's lung and large intestine meridian in it. They have to do with grief and letting go of things and taking some place for yourself. And if you feel threatened in this period and you feel locked up or locked down, imagine that you may feel safe and that there's space for you on this earth, even just starting in your mind. So looking at white gives you this feeling. This now tests well. So I go to blue. This is off as well. What do you think when you see the color blue? It has to do with water. There's bladder and kidney in this meridian. A bladder has to do with keeping things under control. Well, if your government says that there's a virus which is very, very dangerous and spreading fast, you don't have the feeling of having control over your life. Which is not true, because if you're doing these videos, you are raising your vibe and you are raising your health, and that's how you have control, by being calm and positive. That's how you have control. And kidney has more to do with not wanting to fail and doing your very, very best and walking on your toes. So, this feels better now. Okay, green. It's off as well. I was already going with my hand there. Ooh, so look at the color green. It stands for nature and spring, but it has also gallbladder and liver meridian inside. Gallbladder has to do with making choices that are good for you. This one's heavy. I need to put my head down. And liver has to do with action, but also with anger and rage and forgiveness. So this is coming into balance as well. Very good. Are you already feeling any different? If you do, write down the new number. I went from a 3 to a 5. So now we're going to do the co-cycle. We start again with red. And now it's off. First time it wasn't, but now it is. So look at red again. When it's in the co-cycle, it has control over metal. So this is what we call blocked grief. This means when there is grief, you cannot cry. Or the other way around, you're crying all the time. Maybe you recognize this. So we let go of the tension here. Very well done. And I put this down. and we go to white. This is strong now. Very well. We go to green. This is off. So we look at it. When there is a lot of anger and you cannot express it because you're not allowed to, because you may not hurt the teacher or your government or anybody who tells you to wear a mask or anything else. This will press on earth element. And what happens, I always like this phrase, people who have these situations will cry at any funeral, even if it's a funeral of people they don't know. It's the Bambi syndrome. You cry with everything. Ooh, very good to let this go as well, because this is keeping you in fight flight and not helping you a lot because you have no control over this at all. Good. So we're going to yellow, earth. This is strong, no correction needed. And we go to blue. This is off, so we're doing this one as well. When you have a lot of fear and trying to control, so there's a lot of water, you're actually kicking a bucket of water over your fire. And fire stands for happiness and joy and passion and following your heart and love. So this is what we call blocked passion or joy. And you do not want that, because you can get out of fight flight in two ways. You can diminish your fear and anger, or you can raise your happiness. So we're diminishing our fear here. Ooh, that feels nice. Putting it down, and I always end with bread, and it tastes strong. So we now did a complete 5-element correction, doing the Sheng cycle and the Ko cycle. And we're now in balance for our fight-flight system. So I'm testing for me and everybody that's watching and the people close to you. We are in fight, in flight, in freeze. Very well done. We are relaxed. We are in repair. Very good. We can raise our vibes. We can be more joyful. We can have a good immune system. This is lovely. So you've seen how I did this. I test, but you can feel. You saw that when I looked at a color, I knew before I tested that it was off or not. So if you feel you want to add some color into your life because you really need that color to lift you up, do it. Just buy some knickers in the color you need, wear them, nobody will see, and you'll know, and will make you strong. So I hope you are nicely out of fight flight and enjoying your lovely day. Here in Holland, it's beautiful weather. There is beautiful sun and blue sky. So go out, enjoy, and spread love and light. See you soon.